Okay, guys. So for those of you who don't know who I am that are joining us tonight, my name is Corey Mayo. I am the CEO and founder of Team Living Healthy and Fit. We are co-hosting this call tonight with Carolyn Marrone. Is that correct? I didn't want to put Marrone on there. Marrone. And Carolyn is a part of Team Tubby to Toe, so I'm really excited to have her as our guest speaker. I do want to acknowledge a couple people on our team here quickly. We have a few new coaches that I would like to welcome to our family. Eva, Donna, I don't know if it's Brian or Brianne, and Kayla are all the newest members to our team. So I'm very excited to have you all here with us. Welcome to the family. And I'd like to also acknowledge Josh Earl, Emily Earl, Becky Graham, Paul Mayo, and Michelle Hiltman, all for being on the board for Success Club this month. So that's awesome. I'm very excited for all of you and very proud of you for all of your hard work and consistency. It's definitely paying off. So tonight we have Miss Carolyn on the call. I reached out to Carolyn a few weeks ago to see if she would mind doing a co-host with me and sharing some of her things that have helped her to be successful. Carolyn started as a coach in July of 2014 and was actually a customer of Beachbody and really enjoyed the products, was looking to save some money on Shakeology, which most of us are once we start, and became a discount coach. She pretty quickly realized the opportunity that was in front of her, and she started working the business. So she hit Emerald in her first month of being a coach. She has made Success Club non-negotiable for every single month that she has been a coach, and she has hit it every single month. I think you shared only 1 month. She did not hit Success Club 10, so she's been totally rocking it there. She's building a very strong team underneath her and helping those coaches to get started right as well. And just to be perfectly honest, you guys, this girl is a force to be reckoned with. She has stepped up to the plate. She is being consistent. She is following her dreams. And she did this all while being in school, being in college, being a broke college student, traveling to and from work or from her school 2 hours a day. And making this happen. She started teaching in September of 2014 and has since realized that this is her calling, this is her passion. And at the end of the school year this year, she will be doing Beachbody full time. So that's really awesome. I'm really excited for you, Carolyn. That's a huge goal to accomplish. And just recently hit Diamond in March. So good for you, girl. We're really excited to hear what you have to say and what you're going to share with us today. And I'll go ahead and pass it over to you.
All right. Thank you for that introduction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thinking about it, like hearing it from somebody else, it's really cool. So yeah, she did a really well job introducing me. So my name is Carolyn, and I've been growing my team as well. We have a team name now too. I didn't share that with you yet. We're Team Sweat Your Heart Out. So we're really excited about that. We're just starting to get everything laid out with that. But so today I wanted to talk about some of the things that I've been doing that have helped me build my business to where it is today, and finding people who are kind of like my tribe and people who I want to work with, and being able to help people without making it feel like you're working. It's just like something you do for fun. So I'm going to try to share my screen. Let me see if it works. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Is it working? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, so I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for running a successful business and pitching to your niche, which are people who have similar interests as you, and basically just some of the things that I've been doing every day that have helped me get to where I am. Okay, so one of the first and one of the biggest things that I would recommend everyone start doing, if you're not already doing it, is be consistent. So what that means is you're posting every single day. You're not a phaser. You're not like posting every other day, or oh, it's around Christmas time and I need to make a few extra bucks. I'm going to post a lot about some challenge groups so I could sell some challenge packs now. And oh, I don't know, summer's coming up now, so maybe I should start posting about some challenge groups too because I need some money for summer. Like, it can't be like that. You need to be consistent and you need to show up every single day. And a way to kind of make this a little bit more simpler for you is just imagine, so say like you really like Dunkin' Donuts and there's a 24-hour Dunkin' Donuts in your town and it's 3 a.m. and you want Dunkin' Donuts and you drive there expecting them to be open. And you get there and lo and behold, they're closed. And you're like, what the hell? Like, I came all the way here, I wanted my Dunkin', and your 24 hours just should be open when I need you. It's no different than your coaching business. Like, people who are following you, they're following you because they appreciate what you're doing, and if they need help, they want someone who's going to be there for them 24/7, like someone who they can count on. Someone who's consistent is somebody who shows that they're taking this seriously. It's not just something that they're doing just for fun or just when they feel like it. It's something that they're doing with the intentions of helping people, and just being consistent and being there all the time will help you build your client list even more, because people will develop more of a trust in you and know that you'll be there when they need you to be there. Another thing is making certain tasks and goals non-negotiable. I know Corey had mentioned before, every month I make hitting Success Club 10 non-negotiable. It used to be Success Club 5 when I started, but I've since then increased my goal to Success Club 10. And as you grow with the business, your goals will grow too. So don't feel like you need to hit Success Club 10 right now if you're a new coach. Hitting Success Club 5 is just as awesome, and it's just, your goals will adjust as you grow with this business. So don't think that you're not doing what you should be doing because you're not getting Success Club 10 or whatever. Just shoot for goals that are manageable for you right now. And then when you know more, then you can do more. And it's just a quote, like, what you do every day matters more than what you do every once in a while. And that's just, I know it's Darren Hardy mentions that too, in the compound effect, like the little things you do each and every day compounded over time will result in a greater success than something that you do every once in a while. Okay. So my next biggest thing is to be you. Basically, the people you attract to your market are attracted to you because they like you. They're not attracted to you because you sell Shakeology. They are not attracted to you because you sell 21 Day Fix, because that's not what we do. Like, there's so many people out there who are coaches, and what you need to do is make people be attracted to you for you and not for the products you sell, because they can get Shakeology off Amazon. They can get Shakeology from somebody else who they know is a coach. But what makes them pick you is that you are making this uniquely you. Like, you're sharing your stories and you are just genuinely being yourself, and people will be attracted to that instead of just, okay, well, I can get Shakeology from her, so I'll just buy it from her, and then you don't have that connection with that person, and then maybe they don't have success with the program. So you need to make it so the people who you're talking to choose you over 300,000 other Beachbody coaches out there that there could be. Another important thing about being you is don't wait until you're where you want to be to share your story. I know when I started as a coach, I definitely was not in the best shape of my life. I'm still I'm like in the best shape now that I've ever been, but I'm still not where I want to be. So if I waited until I was where I want to be to share my story, I still wouldn't have shared my story. Like nobody would know anything. Um, so you can't let uh, your own feelings about yourself, like how you might not feel ready to share your story. Just get out there and share it. Something I heard today on my way to the school, I listened to Shalene Johnson's podcast, and she said, you can't fix a product that you never ship. So basically, you don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work if you don't try it. You don't get out there and just share your story. And 9 times out of 10, people will relate to you more if you aren't perfect. And because nobody's perfect. No, everyone has their own little flaws, and the fact that you are showing you can embrace that will make you that much more relatable, and then you'll find those people who you want to work with. So that's kind of going into this next point. Add value to other people's lives and use your mess to get your message across. So don't try to hide behind your past and hide behind your demons and not share the things from your past that you might be uncomfortable with. Because I know at first it is very hard, and it did take me a little bit of time to develop the courage to share some things from my past. But I realized once I used my mess, as I have said, like use your mess to get your message across. When I did that, the amount of people who I had coming to me, thanking me for being so like genuine and sharing my story and how they could relate to some of the things that I was saying, it was crazy. So when this whole time I was afraid to share my story because I was afraid I would be judged by other people. But you won't be judged by other people, because the people who will be reaching out to you are people who want your help. They're people who relate to you. And that's part of being a coach, just sharing your story and helping people. I'd find somebody who they can relate to, because not everyone can relate to me. Somebody who can relate to me might not be able to relate to you. Somebody might relate to Corey more than they can relate to me based on Corey's story. So it really, that helps you. Sharing your story allows you to find the people who you want to work with and who are willing to work with you. And this is just a photo that I had on my Instagram. I don't remember how long ago. I think it was a couple months ago. I just shared a then and currently. And I do this a lot instead of doing before and after of like a fitness program, because I feel like this shares more of my story. It shows where I was and where I am today. But it's still like a transformation. So you can use this for Transformation Tuesday, and it really allows people to see more of who you are as a person, rather than like, okay, here I didn't have abs and now I do. Because it's much more than that. Okay. So another thing too, stop caring so much. Like, don't care what other people say, or don't care what other people think. Or if you worry so much about what other people are going to think about the things you're posting, you're never going to post them. I took this picture from it's called Iconosquare, and it's an Instagram. It's like a website that shows you your most popular posts on Instagram. It helps you figure out what times you should be posting based on the people who follow you. So it's really helpful. I can have Corey send you the name of that too, or I'll type it in the little message box. But these are my top 5 most liked photos that I've posted on Instagram thus far. And if you look, 3 of them are like a before and after, then and now. But what you don't see is with each of these pictures, I shared a story. None of these pictures were for a challenge group. None of these pictures were for trying to get people to be coaches. Like, there was no ulterior motive. I was just sharing my story and talking about my past and the things that I did in the past that maybe weren't so so smart or so healthy and where I am today. And then the other two are just me being myself, me being funny, moment of silence for all the boobs we've lost on our fitness journey. Is like, that's just me being myself. And I got 117 people who could relate to that. And just me being myself again, just being silly. Like most of the times where you feel like, oh, I don't know if I should post that, like people are going to judge me. Those are the photos that you'll get the most, not even the most likes, but the most interaction. Most people can relate to them. So just be yourself. Don't worry about other people. Because the more you worry, the less success you will have with that. So I don't want to take up too much time with these, but you really need to stop caring so much. You need to get on camera. You need to make videos. I know that's a huge step for a lot of people, and it was for me too. But as soon as I started doing this, I've seen more people coming to me, or not even just for help with like a fitness program or whatever, but just relationships. I've established so many more relationships just since I've been being myself and not caring what other people think than when I did. So I don't know if it's going to play on here, but I'll try to play it. But this is an example of just me being silly, me being myself that I posted. I think it was last week that I was doing, it was before my Turbo Fire workout. So if you asked me like a month ago if I would have posted this, probably not. But, oh wait, hold on. I don't know how it's going to play. There we go. It's like, like, okay, would I have posted that a month ago? No. But was I a little nervous to post that? Yes. But did I post it? Of course I did. And I had, you get so much more positive feedback when you just be yourself. This one, I don't know if I should play because it's a little long. And I was going to post it in the next couple days. But I'll give you guys a little sneak peek too. You guys can let me know what you think about it. I won't play the whole thing though because it's a little long. My car rides to work. All right, I'm gonna stop now. Okay, I don't want to take up too much time. It'll be on in social media soon, but you get the point. Like, don't give a shit what anybody thinks, and just be yourself. All right, and then be committed is my next point. In order to be successful with this business, you have to make sacrifices, but you have to remember the sacrifices you're making now will be totally worth it in the long run. And it's only a period of time that you're making these sacrifices. You're not going to always have to be doing these certain things for the rest of your life, because once you get to a certain point, your business will be flourishing and you won't have to worry about making these sacrifices. But for example, I use every single free moment that I have to work on my business. Like if I'm at school and I have 10 minutes before the kids get to school, you bet I'm messaging people. You bet I'm reaching out to people or preparing posts for like a few hours or tomorrow. Every time I have a free moment, I'm working. During my lunch break, I'm working. The 25-minute lunch break that I do get, I'm working. And I've noticed that, I don't get to, during lunch, I don't talk to anybody. I sit there on my phone and I message people. I do my follow-ups during lunch. And I bring my little notebook, and I know it pisses people off that I'm not talking to them, and I'm ignoring them, but I don't care, because I know that this is what I want to do, and this is more important to me. And honestly, if they don't like it, then too bad, because I'm not going to waste the little bit of time that I have to build my business talking to somebody that is not supportive of me and is negative against the decisions that I'm making. So if you want this to be your life, and I know everybody does not want this to be full-time, and that's cool. It's whatever you want this business to be, it will be for yourself. But if you want this to be your life, you need to treat it like it's a job rather than a hobby. So this can't just be something like, oh yeah, well, I don't feel like doing it today, and oh, maybe I'll get to it later. Like, no. If you want to be serious with this, you need to do the 3 vital behaviors every single day. So if that means you wake up at 4:30 in the morning to get your workout done and send out a few messages and post in your challenge groups, all those things are things that I do, then you have to do that. Right now, that's what I have to do because my work schedule, I have to be up early, I have to drive an hour to work, and I have to drive an hour home. And when I'm at work, I'm technically not supposed to be on my phone. So that's a big chunk of my day that is taken away. So in order to make up for that, I wake up at 4:30. I take my E&E. I get my workout done. I post to my challenge groups. I post on my Facebook. I post on my Instagram. And I shoot out a few messages before I leave for work. And I do that every day. And if I do miss a day, my whole day is thrown off. So I make sure that I do not miss a day doing that. So that's just another example of how you need to be consistent. And it's a lot of times some of the things you have to do, the things that are so easy to do are also easy to just skip and not do. And it's so super important that you do them. This is just another quote that I found that I thought kind of related pretty well. You get rich because you will do the things most people will not do. Success requires sacrifice. You must be willing to make those sacrifices. So if you're not willing to make the sacrifices, then it'll be reflected in the success that you have in your business. Okay, and then these are just some social media posting tricks that I've kind of figured out along the way. What is super helpful, in order to stay consistent, you need to post every single day. Now, some people, that means posting once a day on Instagram and a couple times on Facebook. Some people don't have that kind of time and they can only get one post on Facebook and one post on Instagram. That's better than not posting at all. So it's super, super important that you post every single day. So in order to do that, one thing that I found works for me is having a posting schedule. So basically, every day I post a specific type of post. So Monday might be food porn, Tuesday transformation, Wednesday I do wellness Wednesdays. I put that on Facebook and Instagram too. And what that is, I just pick a food or an ingredient in Shakeology and I just share some of the benefits of that food, and I make a cute little post and I put it in my Instagram. Thursday, I do either the coaching opportunity, which I try to post at least twice a week about that, or if I'm running a challenge group, I'll post about my challenge group. I always try to throw something fun in the week, and I've been doing a lot more videos too, so I try to do at least one video per week. And then one inspirational, motivational kind of post, 1 to 2 per week. So having that schedule helps me decide what I'm going to post the next day, and I don't have to think about it on the spot when I wake up. Another thing too, take pictures of everything. And I mean everything. Like anything you could possibly think of that you could make a post out of it, take a picture. Because there will come a time where you need to post something, and it happens to me too. Even though I have a schedule, sometimes it's just I don't have what I need to post for that day. Or maybe I posted a video yesterday and I don't want to post another video today. So I can go through all my old pictures or all my photo album, and I can find at least 1 or 2 pictures that I could fabricate a post for. So maybe it's a picture of my lunch I had the other day, or maybe it's a picture of some workout gear that I just bought, or a selfie at the beach, or like literally just take pictures of anything that you possibly can. So when it comes to time you're trying to make a post and you need a photo, you don't have to scramble. You'll have a ton to choose from. Use your notes to type up your posts in advance so it's easy to copy and paste onto Instagram and Facebook. Something that I have also made non-negotiable, before I go to bed every single night, I have my posts for the following day prepared. So that means I have my picture, I have the words I'm going to put with it, like my little caption, and I have that saved in my notes, and I have my hashtags. So that makes it super simple for me to wake up after I get my workout done and everything. I could post it. I could put the caption. If it's on Instagram, I could put the hashtags, and then I can just forget about it. And I don't have to think about it in the morning, because in the morning my brain doesn't function. And I do my best work at night before I go to bed. That's when I'm the most creative. So that's what works for me. So that time might not work for you, but if you could find a time that works the best for you to do that so that you're prepared for the day before it happens, it'll help you a lot with staying consistent. So don't go to sleep without having something ready for tomorrow. You could also, something I do a lot is prep a few posts at once. So when you have extra time, so that when you don't have that extra time to create your posts, you already have some that you could use. Something I said before about using every free moment you have within reason, obviously, like not when you're driving or with your family, but every free moment that you have, use that to add value to others, whether it's just messaging them and complimenting them on something that you noticed on their Facebook, or maybe sharing a meal plan with them, or if they're challengers in your challenge group, just kind of messaging them and motivating them how well they're doing, something like that. Just add value to others every possible moment that you can. Also, another thing that's helpful, if you have groups running, you can use schedulers like Hootsuite or Buffer. I've never used Buffer. I tend to use Hootsuite to schedule your post beforehand if you know you're going away. So like when I went to Cancun, I had all my posts scheduled so that I didn't have to worry about not being consistent when I was away. And then lastly, you can recycle your content. Chances are people aren't going to remember if you've already posted it. You can refabricate it. You can use the same pictures, change the captions, use the same captions, change the pictures, stuff like that. And if somebody notices that you're using the same thing, then they stalk you way too much. So, I think that's about it. I just wanted to close with this little quote. Don't quit before the miracle happens. I've hear so many times that people, they give up, and they give up because they're not seeing the success that they had hoped for right away. And you can't do that, because eventually everything will all come together for you. And if you give up before the miracle happens, you'll regret that you did that. Because I know people who, they were coaches and they weren't having success, and then they quit, and then they see other people who they joined around the same time as them having all this success, and they're like, damn, like that could have been me. Like, why did I give up on myself? So don't give up on yourself. And we have this huge support system of people, like our team, your team, my individual team, and our huge Tubby to Tone team page. We're all in there for each other. So if you feel like you have something that's weighing you down, or you feel like you're ready to quit, before you do anything crazy and do that, reach out to someone, talk to somebody, because chances are there's somebody else who's been in the same shoes as you and they can help you. And just another thing too that I thought was kind of cool. And if you're in my team, you saw this on our banner for the past couple weeks. The number one reason why people give up so fast is because they look at how far they still have to go instead of how far they have come. So while it is good to look into the future and set goals for yourself, don't look at it as like, all right, well, by the time I get there, like I have so far before I can even think about being 5-star, or before I can even think about hitting diamond. Like that's so far away. Well, look at how far you've come from the day you started. And it could be something as simple as maybe you were intimidated to reach out to people and talk to people the first time you were asked to do so, but I bet you do it now. Or maybe you were afraid to post a video and you got out there and did it. So it's not so much like where you are rank wise. Like I know that's cool and everything. Like, oh yeah, I'm a diamond coach. Like that's awesome. But look at personally how far you've come from day one as a coach to where you are now. And you'll see how much you have improved yourself, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or all three. So, and I believe that's about it. That's all I had really to say. I know I like to talk a lot, so I hope I didn't talk too much. But I can't figure out how to get back to the thing now. Okay, I got it. Here we go.
Thank you very much. That was awesome. You definitely did not talk too much. I love that.
Okay.
I really like the fact that you use Dunkin' Donuts as an analogy to compare like open 24/7. So here's my thoughts on that. Like, it's so true. Like I've never compared it to something like that, but it's so true because here's the thing. Like if that store, like if you wanted to go to that store and they were closed like 3 days a week and you were trying to reach out to them or go there to buy something and they weren't posting or they weren't consistent, they weren't there, you're going to find somebody else who is. So you want that consistency. And I think that, being maybe a newer coach or somebody who is afraid to step out of that comfort zone a little bit, know that people are looking for your consistency. And the biggest thing that I try to share with my team is know what you would want in a coach to mentor you, and you need to replicate that. You need to be that person because that is what other people are going to look for in a coach or for somebody to mentor them as well. So I thought that was pretty cool that you used that as a comparison, being open 24/7. You mentioned that being you and being unapologetically you and embracing your imperfections. So what was something that helped you to kind of step out of that comfort zone and embrace your imperfections and kind of start sharing that with people and kind of get over that hurdle?
Okay. Well, to be honest, I was kind of like just jumped right into it. I was like super hesitant, and then I saw like other people sharing on our team and like how supportive everybody was, and I was like, you know what, I can't keep hiding behind this. Like I need to share my story. Not everybody knows all the things that I've been through and how far I've come except for me. So if I want to help other people, I can't be shy and not share what I'm like my story. If I want to empower other people, I need to empower myself first. So that's what I did. I wrote it out. I shared it with Kelly. She said it was awesome. And I was like, okay, well, here goes nothing. And, you're hovering over the button. You don't want to hit send, but you do. You just do it. You have to do it. And I guarantee, like, once you do it, the first time is always the hardest. So if you're sharing part of your story and you might be really, really nervous about sharing it, and then I want to say something, but I don't. Well, you get the, you get the balls and you share it. Yeah. You can just do it. And then the first time you do it, like the next time, it'll be that much easier, and you won't even think about it anymore. I mean, I probably share my story at least once a week, and I don't share my full story. I share like parts of it, like little bits and pieces of it, so that it's not always the same thing over and over again, but it's just different elements of my bigger story.
Sure.
So, I mean, I guess you just got to do it as much as you might not want to.
As scary as it is.
Yes.
But it's kind of freeing once you do, because it's like that weight that you've been like, I know I have to, but I can't. It's kind of lifts that weight off of your shoulders.
It for sure does.
Cool. What was the name of that app that you said you used for Instagram?
Oh, the one that shows you like when to post and stuff?
Yeah.
It's called Iconosquare. It's on the computer. I'm not sure if it's an app, but Shalene Johnson mentions it in a couple of her podcasts. So I've just been kind of looking at it and seeing. I'm not an expert yet, but it kind of shows you where the people who follow you. It shows you when they're online and when they're the most active online, so that you know when to post, so you'll get the most interaction and feedback on your posts. And then it also shows you like your posting habits, where like, so say like I post at, I don't know, 8:00, but the people that are following me are awake and online at 6. So I've been posting a little earlier, and I'm just kind of like playing around with it. It's like a learning process. I feel like kind of you try it, the trial and error. So we'll see how it works.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. I could type it in here, like
Yeah. I just want to make sure I just kind of sounded it out.
And it's a website too, so
Oh yeah, I spelled it right.
yeah.
Cool. Thank you for sharing that. Does anybody have any questions for Carolyn or myself, or anything that you'd like to say? No, nobody?
I just want to say that I like what you said about using your mess to get your message across, like using your situation and what you're in and kind of putting that out there.
Little play on words.
Yeah.
I can't take full credit for that though. I did hear that I don't want to say the wrong person, but I think it might have been Anita Myron on one of her Bring the Bling calls. So as much as I'd like to take credit for it, I can't take full credit, but thank you.
And what are some of your, I know you said that you're constantly working, but what are some of your things that you found helpful being like full-time working and working your business at the same time?
Like, what do you mean exactly? Like, what are some things that I
like
do?
Organizational type.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, organizational, I actually did a call on that a couple weeks ago. I do a dry erase board, and I have, like, it's called the 10 in play. So I'm sure if you wanted to check that call out, it's recorded. I could tag you in that in our team page if you wanted to see that. But I do have running lists, like a handwritten list. I used to do Excel, became too much. It was like too much extra work that I didn't need to do. I didn't need to be doing. And the act of like writing it down, it just makes it like, I don't know, not that much more real, but it helps me stay on track and stay on top of the people who I've been talking to. I use this planner. I think it's like Tools for Wisdom. And it breaks down every single hour of the day. I don't know if you could see it, but it has every single hour of the day. And then what you can do is, I haven't used it this week, so it's not the best example, but like this is a better one. It shows you like every hour what I had to do, and then when I do it, I cross it off. So on the top, I have like my workouts in the morning, and then every hour when I come home, I have all my time like blocked out, so I know exactly what I need to be doing at certain times. Because if I don't, I'll just come home and I'll sit here and be like, okay, now what, And then you just look at the clock and 3 hours goes by and you have nothing accomplished. Also, when I'm at work, since I don't feel like bringing everything with me, and I obviously can't bring my dry erase board with me. I have a smaller notebook that I bring with me, and I got this at Staples. It's kind of cool. It's like like a double notebook. It has a line down the middle of it already. And I put the people I'm going to follow up with, I put that on one side. Woo, somebody else has one. I put the people I'll follow up with on one side, so I'll show you. Like here. Yeah, like follow-ups on one side, new conversations on the other side, and then I'll just go through and cross it off because it's easier for me to bring this to school than it is to bring like my huge notebook and my computer, because then, not that I care, but I get the eyeballs all the time, so.
Yeah, I get that thing too because I work full time and I get a lot of that because I sit in the break room and I'm like focused on my phone, like you said you are, and
What?
I get that.
Yeah, don't let it get to you. Don't let that get to you. I started to, and I realized like honestly they're just jealous because they wish that they hopped on something, this opportunity like you did, or they just don't see the belief in it. Like they think you're making a huge mistake. Like, oh, why would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you do something that's, I get that all the time. Like, oh, it's not a secure job. And that's it. Like, you don't have this, and this that you can with a regular job. But I mean, they don't know everything about this. And if you have the belief in it, don't let other people tell you that it's not going to work, because if you keep feeding into that and you believe what other people say, then it's not going to work. But if you keep telling yourself that it is, and actually just it'll make you want to be that much more successful. Like the best revenge is being successful. So yeah, don't let them get to you. I mean, I work with a bunch of grown women who act like they're in middle school and talk about me all the time.
I say elementary school.
Yeah, I work in an elementary school, so.
Yep, the girls I work with, that's what it's like.
Yep. So don't let them get to you.
Cool. Does anybody else have any questions? Kayla's asking, hold on. So my question is, are you putting this directly on your personal Facebook page, or would it be okay to create another page specifically for fitness that you can invite people to and they have to accept it? I have people saying there are people who are overwhelming and shove fitness down your throat. I don't want to be too pushy. So you mean like on your personal page? I can see you, Kayla, so you can unmute yourself if you want.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just think that like I was talking about it to some of my friends, and we had mentioned like a mutual friend that we had, and she was kind of like, yeah, well, it's annoying because it's nonstop and it's always in her news feed. And so like, I don't want to like be too pushy with it and have like this stuff show up on everybody's news feed like 24/7. So I thought maybe by creating like another Facebook page that you only post that stuff in, that way like if people kind of get sick of it, they don't have to like delete you as a friend or block you or whatever, but then they can just kind of like block that other site, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Carolyn, do you want to answer that, or do you, I mean, I have thoughts, but.
Yeah, I have some thoughts too. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I mean, it's okay to have a like page. I have a like page, but I really don't use it as often. And what I found is if the things I post on my like page, if I post the same thing on my personal page, I get like 20 times more likes on my personal page than I do on my my like page.
Yeah.
And if the people aren't going to, if people are going to get annoyed and they don't want to see it, then, I mean, as kind of rude as it sounds, like they don't have to be your friends on Facebook if it's going to bother them. Like this is the life that you've chose. This is something that you're passionate about, and this is something you want to do. I mean, I have friends or people who were college friends. They deleted me on Facebook. I don't care. Like, whatever. I have people on Instagram, too, who used to follow me. I mean, I do have a personal Instagram, but I barely use it. I just use my fitness one now. But when I was starting, when I started my Instagram, I created a brand new one. And like looking back, I don't know if I should have done that because I could have like 1,000 more followers than I do now. But I was in like the same boat as you. I didn't want to be annoying. So what I've been doing and what I found on Facebook, and I don't do it as often as I should, but if you break it up a little bit and you do like a fitness related post or a recipe, and then you do like something that has absolutely nothing to do with it, but nothing like too far out there, like don't post like, oh, tough day at work, oh, so stressed. Like people don't want to see that. That's negative. But you could post maybe, looking for cute bathing suit suggestions, going on vacation soon. Does anyone have any ideas? Like stuff that'll get people to actively engage on your page so that when you do post the your fitness stuff, since you're already getting a lot of engagement, those posts will get pushed up too, and you'll get more engagement on them. And if people don't want to see them, then they don't worry about it. Honestly,
So
you don't.
do you only like, because I don't have an Instagram and like all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And like, to be honest, I don't really want to get on all those other things. So my main thing would be Facebook. So is that like your main way to like contact people, or?
Well, yeah, when I talk to a lot of people and how I network a lot of people, it's through Facebook. On Instagram too, like the people who I talk to on Instagram, I always try to get them over to my Facebook so that I can talk to them and get them involved more and have them see like the other side of me, like me at like my actual, not that I'm like putting on an act, that didn't sound right, but like the non-fitness side of me too, like me as a person, because my Instagram is mainly fitness. I do sprinkle in a little bit of myself, and I do use a lot of the same things on my Instagram as I do on my Facebook, just for like time's sake too. But generally speaking, I take my Instagram people and I try to get them over to my Facebook, because Facebook is where it's at, like with the challenge groups. That's where you'll be able to talk to them easier on the messenger. It's a lot easier than talking to them on other social media. So I'm not saying you have to create an Instagram. I mean, it's something you should think about, but if you want to be like really good at one social media and you only want to work one, I would say Facebook would be the smartest one to do. I don't know. What do you think, Corey?
Yeah, I definitely think that being comfortable in one social media at a time, once you're comfortable in Facebook, it will benefit you to add other social media platforms like Instagram. But I would definitely just stick with your personal page. I wouldn't really recommend starting like a Facebook like page or starting another profile, because you're going to find yourself really overwhelmed trying to post and which one you're posting on. I think that if you are genuine and you're sharing your story and just being you, that you will come across that way, and you won't be that pushy person that's just constantly like challenge groups, trying to make the sale, trying to get people on your team. And another thing that Josh will go over with you is making a list of 7 to 10 things that you enjoy doing outside of health and fitness, and trickling that in your posts throughout the week, so that, like Carolyn said, asking, you could post a picture of you wearing 2 different outfits and say, hey, I'm going out tonight, which outfit do you guys like? Just giving a little bit of variety and not making it all about health and fitness all the time, or taking a picture of a couple shoes and asking what people think. Just stuff like that that's girly or whatever is unique to you, Kayla, will definitely help to, give your personality and get engagement with people, but not necessarily shove health and fitness down their throat. Does that help?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got a question too from Alicia. She texted me. She's using the phone. Hi. I don't know. She said that she didn't know if she could speak from the phone, but she asked, what do you post with your story, like a picture, and what kind? It depends what part of my story I'm sharing. I guess a lot of times I do the then currently, like I showed in the PowerPoint, but if you're on the phone, you obviously didn't see it. But yeah, then currently I do a lot of it's usually a picture that I'm in, like, because that would make the most sense. Like, it's my story, it's about me. I know, like, some people might tell you, like, not to share so many pictures of you, but I kind of have to disagree with that, because you are your business. Like, you're your brand. You are who people are looking towards for help. So why not share yourself? And if you're not comfortable with sharing yourself, then how can other people expect you to help them be comfortable with themselves? So just make sure that you're in the picture, and you can do it side by side, but it doesn't have to be. So it's really anything you want, as long as, like, you're represented in it.
I agree. I think putting your face out there makes you more relatable to people, and I think that people appreciate that. They want to see your face. So I personally will do side by sides, but a lot of times I'd use just a selfie picture for, you know, whatever the day is. Like today I shared my story. So definitely making sure that your face is there, because like Carolyn said, you are definitely your brand, and that's what's going to make you relatable. It's like when you see those pictures, a transformation picture, and it's just like the neck down. It's like, well, how can you really relate to that person if you're just seeing from the neck down? So people want to see your face. I wouldn't put a selfie up every day, but you definitely want to put yourself out there a little bit. We have a couple comments, but I think it was just, they would just put that in the comments, that last question. Does anybody else have any questions?
I just have a quick, I know you said that you listened to Chalene Johnson's podcast, which I've listened to a few of those, and those are really good. What else do you use for personal development?
I listen to, because a lot of times I'm in the car, so I listen to the National Wake Up Calls on the podcast. Like, I go through all the old ones, because I know the information, like, it was recorded a while ago, but it's still valuable information. Like, if you go down to, if you have the podcast app on your phone, a few that I would recommend under the Team Beachbody National Wake Up Calls are the ones from Summit. I've been listening to them, and they are full of so much information that it's crazy. And it's like free information. It's right there just to listen to. Like, I didn't go to Summit last year, but you could still have access to this information. So definitely check that out. And that's also available in your Coach Online office under events and then live calls, I believe. And then they also have the words, so you don't have to take notes on it. You can just print it out and then highlight the important stuff. And I also listen to, as Carolyn just typed in there too, Shaun T. I just saw him come up. I didn't even have to see who said it, because I knew it was you. Define Your Life by Shaun T. Definitely recommend the 4-part series that he did on choices, actions. What's the other one? You might be able to help me now. I just had a little brain fart. But it's choices, actions, intentions, and self-worth. There we go. Yeah, that's a really good one too. And I know, like, for more businessy stuff, I've been listening a little bit to Amy Porterfield. She has a lot of valuable information about, like, the social media stuff and the more business side of things, if you're looking for stuff like that. Book-wise, I tend to be one of those people who, like, starts a book and never finishes it. But I have read The Compound Effect. I listened to that also too on audio. That's definitely a good one. And I started Entre Leadership. That was good, what I've read so far. But Kelly, I was just talking to Kelly before I got on this call, and she recommended the 21 Irrefutable something about leadership, John C. Maxwell. I wrote it down. I just can't find the paper right now. But I've read a couple things by him before, and he's another good one, another good author to read his stuff too. And if you're having, if you're trying to do like, if you're a procrastinator, I guess I should say, and you have like all these things you need to get done and you just don't know how to do them or when to get them done, I haven't read it yet. It's on my list, but I've heard so many great things about it. It's called Eat That Frog.
I have that on my audio list.
Okay. And then You Are a Badass too. How did I forget that one? That's a good one.
Yeah, I read that one. That's a good one.
Yes. There's a full list though that I put in the Tubby to Tone group. It was actually from Caleb Thomas, one of my coaches, Cheryl. I don't know if she's still on here, but she reached out to him and he sent her a whole entire list of personal development books, and it's broken up by different categories. So definitely something to check out too. That's in our files section.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? No? Okay. Everybody sure? Or just make sure that that's just Carolyn that was
Yeah.
over there. I just want to make sure we weren't missing anybody down there at the bottom. Okay, well, I guess we can wrap things up. Thank you so much for being on our call. It was so helpful, and you shared lots of good information, and I was really excited to listen to that. Definitely going to listen to the playback, and just very thankful that you took the time to share all of your tips with us, Carolyn.
No problem. Thank you for having me. This is my first feature on a team call, so it's kind of
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody have a great night. And Josh is saying thanks again, Carolyn. You rock.
Thanks. You too.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you all have a great night. Thank you all for taking the time to jump on the call tonight, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Good night.